Saturday Sabbath. This is my second video. God be talking me throughout the day. So I didn't want to drag that video along, really. That video ain't for everybody. God do send people my way. The people who God send my way. I chop it up, trip with them all day, every day. These people who got ulterior motives. That last video is specifically for people who ain't up to no good. Evil is in their heart. They come to kill, steal, destroy, and harm. That's what and hurt. That's what driving them. They don't have nothing else going on. Like they whole intention is to bring you down and hurt you because they want you to feel their pain. They want you to feel what they feeling. So all the people around, if they get anybody, can catch anybody in their trap, boot, they gonna bring you down. And me, I feel like all my every time I would, even like, it was always other people. Like when I look back at my life and I look at it like all the stuff I went through, a whole lot of unnecessary stuff I went through was just because I was around other people and I was just affiliated with other people and I was just, just trying to do a good thing or be a good person. And it just drugged me through the mud, so to speak. And so now I'm out the mud. I ain't going back in it. So and so I just keep my circle small. I think in one of my other videos I said that God said that Satan can only attack me from the outside. That's his only way he gonna attack me. Like he can't come in no other kind of way. And for that reason, I have to keep my circle small. And even with me keeping my circle small, he's going to go through the weakest link of my circle. So I still have to just kind of have my eyes open and be on alert. Just because I know how Satan move out here. Satan, he never gonna stop. Like he's always like moving in motion, always. Like he's like that's why people that's evil, wicked, they have no rest. Cause he got no rest. So, it just me and my protection. Cause like I said, I'm prophetic. I'm walking around. And I gotta just watch out and protect me out here. So when I talk on that other video, I'm protecting me and mine out here. That's all that is, me protecting me and mine. Because these people out here do not care. They don't care. Yeah, I said it. They don't care. They don't. These people don't care about nobody out here. Certain ones. Now, God do send certain people my way. Okay, ooh, I'm going to chop it up. But the other people, the other group of people that be just hanging around, remind me of the scribes and Pharisees when Jesus was around. All they did was plot and plan and try to figure out how they gonna kill Jesus. Them type people. Yeah, just stay out. Just stay away from me, all the way away from me. You ain't nothing but problems to you people. But other people, okay. And God give me discernment on who I need to fool with, who I don't. I got discernment. God tell me who to fool with, who not to fool with. If they from my past 9 times out of 10, God gonna give me a no. It's a no-go. He like no access. If it was somebody from my past, oh, God said it's a no-go. It ain't, because it's no way. Like, I don't see it. But I let God deal with it. But in my vision, my eyes, I can see. Outside of time, I can see. I don't see it. I can't see it because once you cross me, once you snake me, like how I'm supposed to be like in chill mode. Like when I hang out, I'm relaxed. Like I don't want to be looking behind my back every time I'm doing something or going somewhere. Or I'm just around. I got to come to be checking my. Like I don't do that. And if I gotta do that just to hang around somebody, I don't need to be around that person because I know me. And like me, I'm not going to be like stressing over who going to do what and all of this other extra stuff. Like, I'm not finna like mentally like put myself through that. I just hang around people who I trust. And that's just who I rock with. Then I don't have to worry about watching behind my back. Because like I said, I ain't finna be walking around here restless. That what the wicked do. What I look like being restless for, because I got somebody in my circle that I can't trust. Or I can trust to a certain degree, but I can trust, but I got to keep watching how they move because I don't know if Satan going to jump on them or not. I ain't got time for that. So me, I just keep my circle small. And I don't have to deal with all that other unnecessary extra stuff. But you look at my other video, Satan is going to attack me from the outside. That means he going to come to me and it's going to be through somebody. Through somebody. Whether they know they being used by Satan or not, it do not matter. That's how he gonna come. And me, I'm just gonna be like, protect me and mine in all this, because I ain't taking no more losses. I'm at a point in my life, I'm reaping the fruit of my harvest. What I'm taking a loss for? It's no reason for me to take a loss. And God telling me walk through the promised land. What I'm taking a loss for? No deals. So that's just my stance right now. Now God might change that, but right now that's where I'm at. You know. So I'm speaking today is Saturday Sabbath. I'm speaking because like earlier today, God was telling me about Eve. He was telling me about Eve a little bit. And what he was saying about Eve is, you know how a lot of people be like, man, if that were me, I wouldn't have never ate the fruit. I wouldn't have never did this. I wouldn't have never did that. All these people want to be in other people's position, but you can't even get off your cell phone for a whole day. You can't even not look at your cell phone for a week, for a month, for a year, and you talking about you would never ate the fruit. You be tempted all day, every day. You fail every day. But you the main one speaking and talking about what you would do. And then some of y'all walk around like y'all got hate in y'all heart, like Eve curse y'all. When y'all got the same opportunity to get right and do right, and you ain't even doing right out here. You got the same opportunities, but you feel like maybe you cursed because you was born in a fallen state. But through Christ, you not cursed no more. But you ain't trying to take that option. You just want somebody to blame. But guess what? You ain't got nobody to blame. Because you got the option to not be in a fallen state. And you still choose to be in a fallen state through your free will. Like you choosing this. So it's no better fault but your own. To you people who feel like Eve is to blame for all the chaos in the world. To you people. So, God was speaking to me a little bit about Eve. And he even told me I'm going to meet Eve. He like, I'll let you meet Eve. He said, but you know what that means, don't it? That mean I'm going to have an out-of-body experience to meet him. Because he was like, she in heaven. So he like, in order for you to meet her, you already know what that means, don't it? He like, but I'll let you meet her if you want to. So I'm looking like, yeah. Okay, y'all, let me go forward. I don't want to think too deep because like them out-of-body experience, when them people be talking about all that stuff they be going through, I be like, woo, God, that be critical. I'm supposed to do video. He said that he was dead for 44 minutes and he had 3 near-death experiences. This is what he's saying. And he said, woo, y'all. You know what? I used to be like, I don't want to go to hell. And I think God do let me go to hell, go to outer darkness through these revelations because I open myself up and I'm like, what, God, whatever. So now, you know, I'm open to go to hell and I see little stuff here and there and I be seeing the outer darkness and all this stuff going on. And so now, me, I got a wild look. See, with God, you can't have, like, you got to give him all of you. And me, I'm like, okay, I do everything I said, but woo, that out-of-body experience, when I be hearing them stories of these people who done died 3-4 times, came back, like they have a good, you know, story to tell, but shoot, woo, it's critical. So I was looking at this one dude, and this one, he was telling me about Eve. I'm posting story, posted video. He said he died for 44 minutes. I think that might be the name. I might be wrong, y'all. But in this process, woo, he said he was in the hospital and his throat just locked. He couldn't get no oxygen or nothing. Like, his level of his near-death experience was one of the most extremes I ever heard. And he done went through 3 times. He done died 3 times. He said the only reason why they didn't pull the plug is because in his living will, he had it set up where his wife, after 15 minutes, his wife gets to decide if he gonna stay on life support or not. He said that's the only thing that kept him alive because they wanted to pull the plug. Like, nah, he dead. But because he had this living will, and in the living will, he said that, you know, they can't pull him off life support. That's the only thing. That was the only thing. Like, that was the only thing, because he had a legal contract saying that the doctors can't pull you off life support. So, FYI to some of y'all, when I was listening to this, it's like maybe you need to get a living will where the doctors won't be so quick to pull you off life support, because a lot of times the doctor might look and they most of them might be atheists. They don't have hope. They don't have hope in the situation. So when you going through something, they real quick to say pull the plug. But if you got a legal binding contract like a living will, which is what he had in his will, he had to set up where they can't take him off of life support. His wife is the one that made the decision for him to be on life support. And she was like, keep him on life support. So he dead. And she like, keep him on life support. They wanted to pull the plug. They couldn't. Because he had already set up in his, in his will that the doctors can't pull you out life support. So that might be something y'all might want to do. Get y'all a will together. Set it up where these people can't dictate. Okay, they dead. So let's just it. So, I thought that was very smart. That was very smart of him to do, to have a living will where even when he gets to the point of life support, the doctors cannot say, okay, we pulling the plug on this one. Like, the doctors can't even do it. His wife was, I don't know if she was in control of all of that. Okay, so I'm listening to his video. He had 3 near-death experiences, and he talked about his revelations of heaven. And God answered everything. Like, God giving him all the questions, all the answers to life. And the reason why I think God is giving and revealing so much is because we near the end now. We near the end, so everything got to be revealed. So now he's revealing everything that was hidden. You're going to see a lot of people digging up stuff, finding new discoveries in the ocean, in Antarctica. You're going to see a lot of stuff going on. But it ain't new because it been here. But they going to say it's new. A new species. It been here. But they going to say it's new because they didn't know nothing about it. But they ain't creation. So if man didn't even create it to begin with, how are they the ones that are sitting here saying, okay, we found a new discovery? Like, you ain't found nothing because you ain't created nothing. It been here. You just discovered it now. And you didn't create it. This just the first time God opened your eyes to say, okay, I will reveal this to man. And now I would say, ooh, look what we just found. All this stuff been here. You just not find out about it, though, to you people. Okay, so I'm looking at his revelation. He speak on a whole lot God revealed, and it's very good. Like, I'm actually gonna buy the book. I actually say I'm starting to support a lot of Christians in their books and stuff like this. So I'm starting buying a lot of like books and stuff like that they're writing, that people writing. Joseph Z, he write about Elijah. I'm gonna get his book, and then this dude right here who talk about the revelations of heaven, I'm gonna get his book, or the revelations of life. I'm gonna get his book too, because he break all that down. And so in this process, he's speaking on, his encounter, and each time he had an encounter, he went to heaven. And I'm just gonna speak on a little bit of stuff that he was saying roughly. What he was saying is that one thing he's saying that stuck out, I'm gonna say something that stuck out, was like when you die. He said, like, when you die, your loved ones, God removed a memory of you. And he do that so that they won't stress about you, because they in a place of peace. So he had to erase those memories. Even though memory would come back when you return to them, those memories would be there. But when they die, God purposely removed those memories from them so that they won't stress and be like, I need to go back and see them. I want to go back and see them. But God do allow them through vision, dreams, stuff like that. You might have a dream or something of dealing with a person, but that person is erased. And me, like, even when I see my dad in my vision, my dad don't even be my dad in my vision. I don't be knowing who he is till I wake up. So when I'm in the presence of my daddy, when I be having these dreams and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I saw my daddy. Why don't see my daddy? That is not my daddy. God completely removed my relationship to this person. I don't know who this person even is until I wake up. When I come back on this side and I wake up and I jump in this body, I be like, oh, that was my daddy. So when I talk to y'all, I be like, oh, y'all, that was my daddy. But if I see him in a dream, I don't know him to be my dad. So God, he hides that purposely, because it's going to create a spirit of, like, grief. It's going to create a spirit of grief. So God had to remove that memory temporarily till, y'all meet again. And he do that on both ends, on their end and on our end. So he was saying that. I was like, okay, that's interesting, because I don't never see my dad in dream, y'all. But when I wake up, I be like, ooh, that was my dad in dream, and da-da-da. But God completely hid it. Another thing God revealed to me now was he removed the sorrow and grief associated with seeing my daddy. So if you see my daddy, when you see me speak on my daddy, you'll never see me speak on my daddy and be sad. Like, you'll never see me speak on him and be sad, because God said he personally removed that emotion from me. So when I speak on my daddy, it's like, oh, my daddy. He said he's the reason why I don't be like grieving and dealing with sorrow when even speaking on my daddy. He removed it. So y'all might see me like my other video and I'm like, ooh, my daddy be lying. Yeah, I don't have that. God removed the emotion of grief and sorrow that's attached to his death. So I can speak on him and not be like emotional. Okay, what else? So, but God came to me and told me that. He said, have you noticed that when I let you see your daddy, you don't never be sad? Because I never really paid attention. He said, you don't never be sad when you see your daddy. He said, I'm the reason why you don't be sad when you see your daddy. He said, I completely removed the emotion. So you're not going to be sad when you see your daddy. Like, you're just not going to be sad. Where other people will be, I removed it for you. So you won't be sad or have no grief. You won't have that spirit come on you if you have an encounter or whatever you have with him. Yeah, I'm looking at my hat like I got my daddy hat doing the video. While I'm talking about my daddy. Yeah. So that's what he was speaking on there. I was like, oh, okay. And then what else he saying? He said that I'm trying to think of something he said stuck out. Okay, he said beginning of time. Sound like my mouth is white. Then I'm like kind of wiping. Okay, he said when God created, he said man is trying to put a time stamp on creation. Like they trying to put a time stamp. But he said that at a certain period when creation first started, there was no time. It was no time. Everything was outside of time. He said time started when sin entered the equation. But before, all of this is just created and it's just here. He said you can't put a time stamp on heaven because it's outside of time. And he said when earth was first created, it was outside of time. It was no time. He said when Adam and Eve ate the fruit, that's when time and death, that's when all this started. He said, but it was no time in the beginning. So they try to say, okay, the earth was created 36 billion years, and they try to come up with just a time stamp on something that was created with no time, so to speak. So he was just saying that, like humans, we try to create a time stamp. He said, but in the beginning, it was no time. So we trying to like use all these signs to say, okay, it's this million billions of years. But in reality, the truth of the matter was it was no time, like absolutely no time. Even when he said when Adam and Eve first were born, they were born no time. So it was no time at all. Like they could have been 1,000,000 years old when they decided to eat that fruit, and then time and death and sin jumped in the picture. But before that, before death and sin and all that, he said it was no time. So everybody just living like it's just no time. Even on the stand, even dealing with humans, it was no time stamp. Like we were just there. And then all of that, the fall of man caused time to be in this equation. I tell you, like, even with my prophecy and revelation, a lot of times I'm outside of time. I said time can help me and hurt me. I feel like time perform a job. Like time got a job to do. When you're dealing with God, God gave time a certain job function. Like it's performing the job out here. I do prophecy. My prophecy and time got to collide and meet. So we work. That's why I said we work together, because when you speak something, time got to be like time now is factor. I told you I speak on time like a human, like a person. So when I speak some time, me and time work together. Like I speak the prophecy, then time he got to come step in and do whatever he got to do, dealing with what's already being spoken in this equation, so to speak. Sometimes, time could work in my favor. Sometimes time could work against me. Sometimes me and time, we cool. Like, yeah, time, we did that. Sometimes me and time, we just like, huh? But at the end of the day, we both performing two jobs. I got a job to perform with these words and getting it out. And time got a function that it performs, dealing with just the cycle of life. of all creation that's on this earth. Like, time is controlling and monitoring all this. So time perform a lot of functions, including these revelations that these people speak. Time prophecy. Ding, 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 ding. That equation, time and prophecy, go together. It go together. Like, even when you look in the Bible, when you talk about Isaiah, and he spoke all this stuff about Jesus coming, some of that stuff, it probably took like 2,000 years before Jesus actually entered into the equation. But time was very significant with all these prophecies that they were speaking in the Bible, because it had to have a time stamp on it. Everything spoken got to have a time stamp on it. So that's why I be like, a lot of stuff I speak, time ain't caught up with it. But time perform a job. I perform a job. As a prophet, I perform a job. I'm here to speak this word because God is a God of order. So everything got to happen, and I got to do my part so God could do his part, so everything could be in order. God got to send a warning. He sent a warning before destruction. I'm the warning that he sent before destruction. So I got to get the word out. I got to get the word out. It's detrimental for me to get the word out because destruction got to follow, and God got to do everything in order. This just how it got to be. And if I'm disobedient with something, God gonna deal with me. God ain't got to worry about me. Me and God, we Gucci, because I'm going to get the words out. I don't care. I ain't trying to get on God's bad side out here. Like I said before in the other video, I ain't trying to get on his bad side. So what he need me to do, that's what it's going to be. So that's what he was speaking on. He was speaking on time, and in the beginning, it was no time. Like, it wasn't no time stamp. It wasn't no, okay, this how long you live. But when sin entered the equation, boom, now time is factored in. But how long creation was living before creation, before time was actually a part of this creation, nobody knows. Nobody can figure it out. He said, God said, it's not even important. So man try to put a time stamp through carbon. You know, they do that carbon data stuff, and I don't know, carbon. It start with carbon. They trying to track it, go our way. They can't do it, because we at one point we didn't have time, and then we was pushed into time. And so what I was living and existing before that time, and how long, we do not know. So that's what he was saying too. So I'm gonna post his video, y'all. So while I'm looking at his video, God is telling me about Eve. God is talking to me about Eve. And so when he was telling me about Eve, he said that Adam and Eve, like when God first created everything was good. It was no bad. Nothing was evil. Everything was good. Everything. You got to keep this in mind. I don't know if y'all can like picture this, but picture every single thing that's around being good. Like every single thing possible, just all good. No bad. All good. So Adam and Eve, that's all they knew. All they knew was good. Because that's all that was around. Like everything God created was good. So you got Satan, and he ended up creating this chaos and contaminating everything. But initially everything was good. So when he come before them and say, hey, will you eat of this fruit? And they mind, they thinking it's good because they never experienced nothing bad. Like they didn't know. I'm gonna say they had the innocence of a child. Adam and Eve had this innocence of a child. So when Satan come to them and speak to them about eat this fruit, even though God said don't eat the fruit, it's no way mentally they could possibly process how much eating this fruit, like how much chaos would actually, and the byproduct of them eating this fruit, like they couldn't, it's no way they could possibly imagine the damage that they would cause by eating this fruit, because everything was good. So Satan kind was like, hey, eat this fruit, and all they know is good. That's all they know. All they know is good. So all they know is good. He come with something bad and put something bad in this equation, and they never experienced nothing bad up to this point. Like nothing bad. Like they could have been living 1,000,000 years and everything was good. until this one day when Satan said, eat this fruit. And in their minds, they thinking like, ooh, this must be good because everything else is good. So she eat this fruit, which end up being bad. And this is their first time really dealing with the bad. They never experienced nothing bad, nothing bad. They never experienced evil. They never experienced wicked. Everything was just good, peaceful, happy, kumbaya. Then, boom, he sneak into this equation, this good place. Everything good, but he not good. But everything else is good that's around. So he telling them to eat this fruit, which if they got the innocence of a child, they're like, well, okay. Well, okay, you know, well, okay, I guess it'd be good to be like God. Like, it'd be good to know good and bad, right and wrong. You know, so I'm thinking that with them never knowing bad and bad being presented before them, they couldn't see it. Like, they was just deceived to even see that this is bad. Because in their minds, they still thinking this is good, so to speak, like a kid. So that's what I'm getting out of it. So what I'm getting out of this, y'all, is that with Eve, and everything good, and she's presented with bad by Satan. For the first time ever, she's never experienced nothing bad, like nothing at all. This her first time just ever experiencing just evil, just bad. Everything been good all the way up to this point where she had this encounter. Everything is good and been good. Could have been good for 1,000,000 years. She had this encounter, and he said, don't eat of the fruit. And he said, well, you might be like us. And even then, she probably in her mind was like, ooh, this might be good because she never experienced nothing bad. She never experienced nothing bad. So even with that temptation, she still in her mind, this is good. Like, that's what I'm getting out of it. Like the mind of a child. You know, when kids come into this world, all they know is good. All they know is good because us as parents, we protecting our kids, especially like that first year. The typical parent, because I don't know, Eve then just jumped in this equation. But the typical parent, like for the first few years, first like 2-3 years, they under their mama's wing. They fully protected. They don't know no bad. All they know is good, happy. Okay, you share what you got. Okay, everybody say hey to everybody. The baby's like, hey. See strangers speaking, hey. And you know, everything is good. Like in the mind of a child, in the mind of a baby, all they know is good. They don't know no bad. They do not know bad. So as they get bigger, and we teach them, hey, speak to everybody. Oh, everybody good. Oh, you can have that candy. Yeah, that stranger want to give you that. Yeah, you could eat that. Oh, everything is just good. So we teach them this. So as they get older, it's locked in their mind, the mind of a child, that everything is good. This is what's locked in their mind. They don't see no bad because they ain't experienced no bad. And then at a certain point, we as parents start to tell them the world is bad. You can't say hey to everybody. People will hurt you. You know, we start trying to instill that in them later, but initially all they know is good. And because they're born into this world only knowing good, even when we tell them about bad and try to warn them, they still seem to like maybe not listen to what we tell them, because in their mind everything is locked in, everything is good, no harm can come to them, so to speak. To kids, you know how like it's like when you touch the fire, sometimes you got to touch the fire and get burned to know that it's hot. That's how it got to be sometimes. Sometimes you could just tell your kids because you didn't condition them. They've been in this conditioning simulator and they've been protected from everything. So their whole mind is everything is good. I'm trying to break this down. But at a certain point, we as parents realize they not in this assimilator no more. We can't keep them in this incubator no more. This spiritual incubator to keep them out of, so everything up here good in the real world the way it should be. Because it's evil out here. So now we have to go against everything we taught them growing up And we have to start teaching them, hey, you can't eat that piece of candy from that stranger. You can't do this. Like, we start giving them all these stipulations at a certain point. But in the beginning, we didn't have to give them stipulations because everything was good. And so I think that's kind of the what was going on with Adam and Eve. Everything was good. It wasn't no need for no stipulations. Okay, you can't do this, you can't do that. I don't think it was no need for it. But then Satan, one way or another, entered into this equation. When Satan entered into this equation, he said, okay, you can eat everything but the tree of life. And this is me just speculating. Because first, everything protected, everything good. Okay, you can do everything you want to do. And so in their minds, everything is good. But at one point or another, God created a stipulation for them. And then my thing is, why? Why the stipulation? Why would you create the stipulation? Like, even with our kids. And the reason why I'm just speaking, and I'm just theoretically speaking, why would you create that stipulation? Like, even with us, when our kids come to this world, everything is good. They well protected. They don't have too many rules. Like, when they first born and stuff like that, like, we don't tell them too much or nothing. Like, they can do anything, everything, really. But then at a certain point, we start creating these stipulations. Like, nah, you can't do that. Nah, that ain't good. You can't do that. Like, we start creating stipulations for our kids because we know it's evil out there. And we know they're not in this safety incubator no more. So we have to create rules and regulations for their safety to protect them. And so, I don't know when the fall of man happened, when Satan actually fell, and did God come to Adam and Eve after the fall of Satan, like, do not touch that fruit. Like, and God, he gonna come to me, but I'm just putting this in the earth, y'all. So that's what I'm thinking about when I think of them. I think that in their mind, they had the innocence of a child. They got the innocence of this child. And they're presented with this one and only rule: do not eat of this tree. But if they never had rules before, they never had no rules before about you can't do this, you can't do that. Everything really was available to them. Then all of a sudden you got this one rule: you can't eat of the tree of this fruit, or you should surely die. Or you should surely die. Now my mind is making me go back to Satan and when he fell and when this rule was actually put in place. But even so, what I'm speaking on is that God was just saying, like, how the setup of Adam and Eve and just their mentality. Like, they really was real innocent in nature. Like, they really had the hearts of kids. Like, they had the innocence of a child when they was presented with, do not eat this fruit. They did not know. Because they did not know no wrong. They did not know no bad. They did not know no evil. They did not know no darkness. They did not know none of that. Because they only experienced good all the way up to the point where when they disobeyed God. And they was tricked to do that. And because they didn't know no evil, didn't know no bad, when Satan said, eat this fruit, and then they say in the Bible, Satan disguised himself as an angel of light. It's possible that in their minds they was like, ooh, this is good. Especially Eve. Now Adam, God spoke directly to Adam about do not touch that fruit. But Eve, God never directly came to her. Adam came to her and said, don't eat the fruit. But God never went to Eve about do not eat that fruit. So I think that right there created a gray area, so to speak. Because God had went to Adam, do not eat the fruit. Adam went to Eve, hey, do not touch that fruit over there. But the direct connection was Adam and God, not Eve and God. So she just going by hearsay, so to speak. But in my mind, it's just like the innocence, they just had their innocence. It's like their innocence was taken from them when she ate that fruit. And that's why they walking through, okay, now they naked, okay, we got to cover up. Now sin is involved in the equation because her innocence was taken from her. And so a lot of times, even with us, even as kids, like when they get molested and stuff, it's like their innocence is taken from them. And a lot of times they can't process that because all they know is good. So if all you know is good, and the first thing that you as a child go through is your innocence being taken from you. Yeah. Because that's most of the time, if a child is exposed to something bad, most of the time it's gonna be their innocence being taken from them some kind of way as a kid. They gonna experience some type of sexual assault, molestation. Like they gonna experience something that's gonna like strip them of their innocence to some type of degree in some type of way. A lot of them, I say 90, 95. I really want to raise the number up to 99% of a kid's first experience with evil is going to be through their innocence being taken from them some kind of way. Something that they ain't never experienced. Their parents can't even prepare them for this. They don't even know, so to speak. So that's all I'm saying. I'm speaking on. I'm gonna come back to this. Y'all enjoy y'all day, but this is what God was telling me about Eve, so to speak, and then it maybe go back to kids and how, they so protected, and we just be like, yeah, everything is good. So when something bad really happened to them, they don't got a clue on how to respond and how to act to none of it. It's brand new to them. Like they mind can't even process it, so to speak. And a lot of times as a kid, their mind just don't process bad because they've been so sheltered around everything is good. So when bad actually happen, a lot of them don't even recognize it as being bad. They still recognize it being good. So I think that's kind of what was going on with Adam and Eve during that time. And I'm going to talk to y'all later.